So this is a very special moment for us at MissMalini Good Creator Code that we got to do this with you, Shilpa. Thank you so much for setting it up. I messaged her and I was like, Shilpa, please, can we set up something for Girl Tribe? And she immediately said yes. And this is the Girl Tribe with their moms who watched it. The first people to watch the film before it comes out tomorrow. Can I get a big cheer for Sukhee? Woo! So I have to ask you now, how does it feel? First of all, this movie has come out and it's such a beautiful, sweet, funny, relatable film. And now your audience is literally sitting here nodding with like, oh my God, hard relate to everything. How do you feel about this film being out?
I feel so excited. I feel so proud. And I feel so fortunate. All these emotions and many more, actually. The fact that I was able to, make this film, because I really believe that, characters choose you. You don't choose the role.
Yeah.
And there was a point when I was offered the film and I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it because I just wasn't in the right mind space. And I'm so happy that I ended up doing it and the makers waited and Sonal believed in me and Sonal didn't approach anyone else. Our director.
Let's give her a round of applause.
She's
She's
here.
right there.
The true heroine.
Woo!
And it's a film, I felt it's a story that needs to be told. It's a story of all our lives, and it doesn't, and I'm so happy that we're all saying yes in unison because it's not about which strata you belong to. When you're a woman, especially in India, we're conditioned in a certain way. And we really, we want to say that we're in this egalitarian world and, women are achieving and all of that. But when it comes to brass tacks, everything is still the same. And I just feel that films have such a powerful language and can play catalyst in people's lives. And this is one of those films I feel will really make women resonate with Sukhee as the character and themselves and maybe give them some kind of direction when it comes to a bit of self-love and self-respect. Because if you cannot respect yourself and draw the line, no one else is going to be able to do that for you. We all expect that we should be respected, and respect truly is commanded and it cannot be demanded.
I think what was so also relatable is just to see the journey, like all of us. And I think there's so many Girl Tribe members here who are themselves moms, but are here with their moms. And you see like your whole, and first of all, you look like you're timeless because you're playing yourself in college. I was like, what? This has to be CGI. Like how?
No, I in fact told Sonal, I said, please, I'm looking dreadful and please do some CGI.
No,
She's like, no.
No, you're looking amazing. And we have all of like, we've grown up with your films and seen that. I think what's amazing is that there's some things that really stood out to me, okay, is the fact that one, it's a story, it's 2023. The story of the girl not being lost as a mother, a bahu, a wife, and just being who she is. And that's why I love that everyone has that WhatsApp group that
I know, don't we all?
I have a group like that too, which I thought was so funny. But I think it's so great and irreverent. But what I love about this film is you didn't make it so easy for the husband to suddenly just say, okay, now I've understood. It's like, no, it's not that simple. But that's a difficult decision to make, especially in India when you're telling a story.
Yes.
So what were your thoughts on this and how do you think, and I think this is such an important movie for the men to watch. And I love that so many women inside said, I'm taking my husband tomorrow.
How many of you are going to take your husbands? Oh my God. No, you're right. I'm loving the reactions. It was a bit of a tightrope to walk.
Of course, yeah.
But saying that, I'm a working mom. And I think I'm a fantastic wife. And I'm a very good bahu. I do it all.
Yeah.
And we all do it all. I am famous and I'm a celebrity, so my life is talked about and, you all know how I'm doing it. I don't know how you guys are doing it, but I know you guys are doing it. Yes. And who is to judge and who's to tell us what we're doing is right or wrong? It really is left up to us how we want to, handle our lives and how we want to go about it. But for us to feel apologetic about taking time out for ourselves sometimes. And I'm not this bra burning feminist who's, saying that, oh, leave your husbands, go on a girl's holiday and be irresponsible. No, we're not saying that. We're saying learn to toe the line. Sometimes if you're unhappy from within, doing the same thing again and again and again, it will get to you. And we are our homemakers. If the homemakers are going to be unsettled and unhappy, how do you expect us to bring happiness to our families?
I also love how everyone, when you said the note where you're like, okay, main ja rahi hu 2 din ke liye, I'll be back, everyone clapped. Because why do you have to keep waiting for permission? But exactly like you said, it's like a board exam, say 2 minutes, but I'll be back in 2 days.
Yes.
So I want to know from you also, what part of the script did you feel resonated the most with you as a woman, as someone, when you've had that journey from school to college and being, the dawn amongst your friends? And first of all, what were you like in school? Like now, the real Shilpa in school, what character were you of those 4 motley crew?
I was quite an average student. I had my group of friends, but listen, we're talking about 30 years ago. 30 years ago,
Hard
people
relate.
were different. And we listened to our parents.
All the mothers
I have
are
an
like,
11-year-old who doesn't listen to me. He's like 11 going on 30. And it's just a different time.
Yeah.
And I have my bestest friend who I can talk to about anything and everything. And I think it's so important to have friends, to have that one person who can be your sounding board, who can actually tell you the truth without feeling that you're going to be, you're going to be judging her.
Yeah.
So it's so important to have people like that in your life. We don't have psychiatrists day in and day out, and it's a good thing sometimes to go to one, because I just feel like we're leading such fast-paced lives. It's so stressful, and especially all of us, we're in this business, this milieu is really hard on us with the timelines and all of that. But I just feel that it's important to kind of to unwind and to kind of reconnect with your past, because that smile on your face when you're amongst people who know the real you, it's a different kind of rapport you have with them, So I think it's important to go through, like I went to school recently. I was in Chembur doing an event, and I actually took out the time
To go to see.
in the normal course I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
But I actually took out the time and I went to my school, and that smile, and my manager was like, Urmi, who's seen me day in, day out, she's worked with me for years. She's like, you have a very strange smile on your face. I'll say, but this is how I always smile. She's like, no, it's different.
But now you have to tell us, give us one memory, core memory from school that came back when you were there. Something has happened for sure.
I think I actually became an actress at the age of 17. So I didn't have the opportunity. That's the time when you actually make your core friend circle and group and whatever. But yes, my one of my oldest friends is still a very dear friend of mine. She's settled and she's a single mom now in Bangalore. And we reconnected, and we talked about the times that we went to college and we had all our chart moments, and
That was
we
amazing,
shared
by
one
the
drink. Yeah.
The food journey was epic.
I love the scene after that. The aftermath.
I also thought that was done so cleverly with the swearing and the whole sound, because very rarely do women-led movies get to have this kind of comedy without it coming across crass. So I have to give that a round of applause to the director.
Sona's hiding behind. You don't know how
that.
we shot that sequence, because see, I do not abuse.
Yeah.
Definitely not like this. So that, I was like, Sonal, one take, yeah? So I was asking people, how do you really say it? You have to do it in a way that becomes a part of your personality.
Yeah.
So I've had friends and my actor friends who abuse like that all the time. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be this now.
But I have to say, one, thank you for making this film. from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure everyone will agree, we need more films like this. And for you to take the time and effort and make a film that resonates so clearly with so many people is magical. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I take that as a huge compliment. But understand, we are a tribe. And if you want more films like this to be made, you have to make films like this successful. And it's only our tribe that can do that. So why should we be dependent on other people? I can only ask the women now to support a film like this so that people believe that films like this can actually be liked and can be successful.
And these are films that you should take your dad, your brother,
Absolutely.
your friend, your boyfriend, your future husband also, by the way.
And a big round of applause to Abandansha, Vikram Malhotra, especially a man who has always churned out amazing, very strong female-led films. And Sonal, who had absolute conviction. This is actually an ode to her mom, who's actually led this life for a very long time. So for me, I had to portray Sukhee with absolute honesty because, I felt it was a little far-fetched.
But it's
we all love unconditionally and we do selflessly as women. And I was like, this is a tad much, babe. Don't you think we need to tone it down? And she was like, no, my mom's lived this life. So I'm not exaggerating. So there are so many Sukhees out there. I hope they connect with the movie. I hope they find strength. And I hope they take a break.
And I love that, I think even then, Jassi will learn to know this for herself.
Yes. And while you said that, it's a very, very important point. I don't expect mums to leave their children in the lurch and, be irresponsible. When we use the word beparwa, it was about not caring about what people thought about you. Your decisions cannot be based on how people will perceive you. A lot of us live like that in society. कि हमारे neighbors क्या सोचेंगे? When my husband says, what will he think?
And
I'm like, what will he think? I don't care what my neighbor thinks. And in the film, when we're talking about Sukhee's journey, her daughter is 15 and she's a good student. Sometimes I feel, because I have an 11-year-old, I feel like I am going to school. Like how
you're doing all the projects.
We're doing all the projects. How are we to teach them to become independent? The earlier you teach them, if you're going to become a helicopter mom, they'll never learn. You have to tell them that this is, like just yesterday I was telling my son that, you have to take responsibility. Having the maid pack your bag is not cool. Just yesterday I told him, I said, from now on, you have to start packing your bag on your own. He left his humanities book at home and I got a complaint from the teacher while in the midst of promotions. I was like, listen, So I went back home and I told Vian, I said, you will have to start taking responsibility.
And even the whole thing, like you say in the film, right? Like, and how Jassi says that we just expect her to only exist for us.
Yes.
And she's not supposed to have her identity.
I bawled my lungs out. Every time I see that sequence, I cry.
I can just imagine.
And I'm like,
that is beautifully done.
Woohoo, so nice.
So one of the things I love about doing a live actor circle is that I always get to have these amazing conversations with beautiful talents like yourself. But today we're going to pass the mic around. Raise your hand if you have a question. And we're going to hear from the tribe. And the content creators are here. So my lovely girl in the yellow feathers, can you please give her a microphone?
So firstly, I loved the movie, and the best part was the self-love part, because personally, I love the fact that, you were doing something that you wanted to do from so long, and it got such a bright smile on your face. And I'm very attached to my mom. Like, mom and I are usually twinning. She's not here, she's in Shimla, so obviously I do miss her, but I love the movie. And it's a selfless love. Like, we always expect from a mom that you have to give that agape love. It has to come. And it's okay to give yourself a break. It's okay to do what you actually like. So it's very well portrayed in the movie that you have to love yourself. And the most important thing is that your self-respect has to be greater than your feelings. So you have to just take care of yourself and give yourself all the love that you deserve.
I love it. So beautifully said. Wow, I think she's answered the question itself, which is a bit. So you want to raise your hand and have a question to her? Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm staying alone from 2 years in Mumbai, and every day I miss my mom. Every day. Due to work, we have to. But the thing is, it's puri movie mein. First of all, I want to say thanks to Malini for making us the part of this lovely event.
It's all thanks to Shilpa.
Thank you very much, Shilpa ma'am.
Thank you.
That girl chura ke dil mera is sitting in front of you all.
चुरा के दिल मेरा सुखी चली.
सुखी को हम जाने नहीं देंगे. अब हमने पकड़ के बिठा लिया है वो बात को कि बस शुरू यहीं से होने वाली है, शुरुआत यहीं से होने वाली है. The part of this movie which is very, very relatable to your life and to your mom's life.
That's a question.
Yeah.
I know she asked me that question and I kind of digressed. You know, I've been brought up very differently. So I'm a product of working parents. So I didn't get to see my mom so much in my growing up years. And then when I became an actor at 17, my mom gave up everything and she started traveling with me. So jitna maine miss out kiya tha, she kind of made up for that. And it was a big sacrifice even from her. So for someone who always worked all her life, she had anyways, you know, retired and she started helping my father with his business. So I always remember that. And my mom and I share the most amazing friendship, you know, not relationship. She's my biggest critic. And I was really stressy because all my life I have done glamorous films and, you know, commercial movies and glamorous roles. And she loves to see me wearing, you know, glamorous clothes. And she'll always tell me, "Arey, ye blouse bahut ucha tha. You know, you need to look a little," because she's my audience. So I was really worried when I was going to show her this film. But when she saw the film, she laughed, she cried. So answering your question, my mom taught us how to respect ourselves. And that's why I don't ever cross that line even with my mom. She lives with me now after my father passed away. But I never, you know, all of us with children, we always expect that our parents or, you know, our mothers especially look after our children when we are out at work. वो तो क्या कर रहे हैं, वो कर ही लेंगे. We take it for granted. I've never done that with my mom. Because I feel all her life she's worked and now is her time to relax. So I think differently, but my journey is different. You're crying, please come here.
Oh,
Come here, I think you're missing your mom
needs a
too
hug.
much. You need a hug from me.
how sweet. Give her a big round of applause. I'm sure your mom is so proud of you.
When I shifted here, I told my mom, I'll make you proud every day. And yes, I'll try my best.
Of course you're going to make her
course.
proud. You're a good child.
How sweet.
And you will make her proud. Just the fact that you said it, it means it's there in your conscience. And when there is something in your conscience, it will manifest. Always remember that. So yeah, she should be very, very proud of you already.
How sweet.
अरे यार इमोशनल कर रहे हो यार. सुखी पे. The film is called Sukhee यार, not दुखी.
अभी
ये ले.
your question.
Film is Sukhee, not दुखी.
It's like the Dadaji says, na? Sukhee look. Oh.
And you know this film will evoke all these
All of
emotions.
this.
So
I love it. We have to make all the boys cry too. That's the goal.
you know, funny enough, I was promoting the movie in Delhi, and this RJ was watching the trailer, and he's like, "I feel कि मैंने अपनी मम्मी के साथ बहुत गलत किया है."
How sweet.
Just the fact that he felt that way, I was
way.
like, bang on.
There
I mean,
you
know,
go.
mission accomplished.
Absolutely.
Hi Shilpa,
Hi.
I'm Saru. I'm from Delhi. I just came last night, and I feel I'm a mom of a 7-year-old, and I feel like I was destined to see this movie. I could relate to this movie on so many levels. So what is that one message that you would like to give to all the mothers who you know are trying to give their best and you know constantly feel guilty for not being there for the children, for their career, for the relationship? So what is that one message that you would like to give?
बहुत भार है ये तो.
No pressure.
See, you know, I am of the belief that as an actor, I play a part, and maybe through the film, if I'm able to convey something to my audiences and if they can take home something, while they're being entertained. There's no greater high than that. There's not too many films that's able to do that. So I have played the part to decide to play this part because it's pretty, it's very real and all that, but also understand it's a very bold role.
Yeah.
You know, to take that stand, बोलना बहुत आसान है, okay? लेकिन करना बहुत मुश्किल.
So true.
But understand, when you are right and you know you're on the right path, she's not shirking away from her responsibility. She has done more than required for her family and never was asked to do it. She did it out of her own free will and out of love. That's what all of us do. But the minute her husband says something to her and crosses that line about, you know, how can you show me loyalty? You didn't show it even with your father. She eloped, for crying out loud. She left her entire family and came to this, you know, one-horse town to be with this man. And after 20 years, to be disrespected. So that's when she decides to take a stand for herself. So I think it's very important to have a dynamic that you set right on the onset when you get married. There are a lot of women out here who are yet not married. Once you set those dynamics, it's very hard to, you know, change them. If you're going to keep bending backwards all the time, the husband will be like, okay, she's doing it. Till one day you break your back. So bend only this much that you do not break your back. That's my only advice.
Let's give that a
to
round
all
of
women.
applause.
That's it. Baki, I think we're all sensible. We all have different journeys. Balance it out. We have to keep the house together, the family together, and that is my advice to all women.
I think you've balanced it so beautifully in this film, the message. So I think, okay, we're almost out of time. We're going to do a dance reel, okay?